everyone. I hope you're having a lovely half-term holiday. Lots of grown-ups in school have been really busy making some autumn craft videos to give you ideas of things you could do during the holiday. My video today is going to be with my daughter, and we are going to be looking at lots of different crafts you can make with autumn leaves.
So today we are going to be making an autumn lion with an autumn leaf mane. So what you will need is a piece of paper, a glue stick and some leaves that me and my mum collected out on a walk. So, oh, and also you need a pen. So the next thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to be drawing two eyes on your sheet of paper. So let's start with just two circles, and then you're going to be drawing like a little curve inside, like a hill, like that. And then you can draw another circle inside, like that. You've coloured in the eyes. Step number 2 is to draw your nose, and what it's going to be is basically just a upside down triangle. Once you've done the nose, then step number 3 is to draw a line down from the point of your nose and then curl it up on both sides like that. And then step number 4 is to draw dots in triangles on each side. So next, select the autumn leaves that you would like to use for the mane of your lion. So I think this is a pretty good leaf. So then, if your leaves have this little bit on that attaches to the tree, what you're going to do is just snip that bit off because you don't want that going into the lion's head. So all your leaves will look like that. Once you have stuck your leaves in a circle around your lion's head, that will be your finished autumnal lion.
Hello children, today we're going to make a little snail, a little rocking snail. I cut out a circle out of a piece of paper, though you can use card, and I cut a smaller circle out of a different colour. What I'm going to do is on my bigger circle I'm going to fold it in half, okay, and then he can stand up and he will rock slightly. Okay, I then need 2 smaller strips of paper with some small circles on the top, which are going to be his eyes. So I'm going to put a little marker in both of those to make his eyes. And I'm going to stick those at the back. So if I just flip them over, I'll stick him there. And his eyes will be poking out. There you go. And on this one here, one I did already, is I drew a little spiral in it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there on the back of his body, and then put his shell on the back there, and give him a nice smiley mouth. And there he is, a little snail. Looking at snails, I also made this little man as well. This was a long strip of paper, and I put a pencil on the end and wrapped the pencil around it, rolled it all the way up to the top. And this will curl your paper. It's not easy one-handed. All the way up to the top. Stop at the top, and then I'm going to put a little bit of a crease on it to make his head. Then, like the other one that we did, I'm going to put 2 antennae on and a little smiley face with some little eyes on the top. Okay, there's another little snail, his friend. It's Mrs. Smart again here. We're going to make a bat. So as you can see, I've cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've cut out 6 strips of black paper or white paper or any piece of card, cereal box, and colour it in black. I have cut out 2 white circles from just any ordinary paper and put 2 dots in the middle. They can be felt tip pen. I've cut mine out. And 2 pairs of what seems to be bat-shaped wings. So what I'm going to do to begin with is I'm going to make a cross with 2 of my strips. So I'm going to find out where my middle is by fold it in half, not completely creasing it. So that's where that middle is there. That's where my middle is. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there in the middle. And then I'm going to put another one across. And the next one I'm going to layer on the top of that one. It's not easy holding a camera as well. And put that one across like that. And then I'm going to do the same again. And maybe I didn't need 6. Maybe I should just do those. What do you think, everybody? Do you think that's enough? Should you have a go at that? Right, I'm just going to pause it and start gluing my first one in. So what I'm going to do is to glue the first ones in, is you're going to have to glue a little bit on there and then stick that one to there. Okay, so I'm just going to pause and then I'll come back to my first one done. Hi everybody, my first one is done. Okay, there it is. So now I'm going to work in opposites again. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there and stick this one to there. A little bit of glue on there and stick that one onto there. There we are with second ones. And then you work in opposites again, gluing a little bit on there to stick it on there, glue in there to stick on there, glue in there to stick on there, glue in there to stick on there. And then you should have your ball. Hi everybody, I'm back. Now my ball is completed. Now these, you could actually make these in different coloured strips of paper to go on your Christmas tree. And glue a little bit of string in there and hang it up or thread it through the edge. Now I need to stick my eyes on and I need to add a little bit of glue on the edge of here and stick in there, in the inside there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a little bit on the back and I'm going to fold it around the edge. So I think I'm going to fold it a little bit there, put some glue on there and stick it inside here and then hold it on from the other side. I'll come back when I've stuck it on. There we go everybody, I've made my bat. Now I can, as I say, I can hang this one up. So I'm not quite sure if you can see with this one here, what I did was I folded it back. If I just take it off while it's still wet. I folded it, put one fold in and glued and then stuck it onto the inside of here. And then I folded it back and glued it onto here. And then I put on, because then the wing would be going back, I've made another fold in there, another crease in there to bring the wing back forwards so I could level it out there like that. Okay? Happy creating! Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Smart again. This time we're going to make another ball shape, the same as the Christmas decoration bauble as a suggestion, and also the bat. This one is going to be a pumpkin. So first of all, we're going to cut some strips. I've used 7 this time. Dependent on how long your strips are or how wide your strips are will depend on how big your ball is, your bauble or your pumpkin will be, dependent on how small it will be, how more covered it will be, so you can't see inside it. Depending on how long you do your strips, how wide you do your strips, and the length. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the middle again. And I'm going to glue each strip on, making sure that I'm catching the middle. It's a bit sticky because my glue's a little bit old. And I'll glue again in the middle. And I'll continue doing this until all my pieces are in place. Just to make sure that when you're gluing and you're putting your next layer on, if the last one was put there, then you need to be going opposites all the time. Okay, don't do any running parallel to it. There you go, that's my last one in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my first one together. So that's this one to this one, and I'm going to glue this under here to the top of this one. So this is my first one. So when I do my next one, I need to be taking it from the ones underneath, working up to, like I did with my layering, up to the top ones. Don't take your top one, take your bottom ones up, each one at a time. Keep gluing it into the same place there. So remembering when we're making this, so this one I'm going to pick up here. I've already pre-glued it, so I'm going to stick this one onto here. And remember, you've got to do the opposite end of the one that you're working on. So I can't pick this one up next. I have to pick the other part to where this one is, which is this one here. Okay, so we'll glue that one on. And then I'm going to choose another one, so I'll glue that one there. And bring this one up to the top. And then this one. I'll take that one up to the top. And I'm going to bring this one up. So if I bring this one up, I have to bring this one up here, there. So this one up here. Now this one is quite a nice pattern. This is one of the wallpaper samples from an old book. And you can get these, like I've said before, you can get these from wallpaper shops when they've got a discontinued range. School was donated about 20 books. Mrs. Betts knows where these are in the art room. So if anybody should need some pieces of paper that's already got patterns on, then that's where they will find them, in the art room. Mrs. Betts, I'm sure, will help you with these. So luckily I've come across this book that we've been given from a little green book, and it's got quite a good colour in here, in these oranges, autumn colours for a pumpkin. So there is my round ball, the same as my bat, the same as my snowball or Christmas bauble. So what I need to do now is to make it look more like a pumpkin, and I'm going to do this by adding some leaves. These are 2 leaves that I cut out earlier. Now, something that if you have got a hole punch, what you could do is to hole punch your strips before you start. And I haven't on this time, I have done previously. But if you haven't got a hole punch, and maybe you've got some pins like this, or maybe a parent can help you put a hole in the top. So a split pin wouldn't go through all those. But what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to use one of these, what I call a corkboard pin. You don't have to do this. You can actually just glue it on the top. So I've got my 2 leaves, and I'm going to stick my 2 leaves. And looking at this, maybe, do you think my leaves are a bit too big for my pumpkin? Could I cut them down a little bit? A little bit difficult to do it on the video. Now I've just inserted my leaves. I've come down a little bit. I thought they were a bit too big. And what I've also done, I've put a pipe cleaner, wrapped a pipe cleaner around the top and twisted it with a bit of with a pencil, just to give it a curly textured edge. Okay, and that's my finished pumpkin. First, paint your plates on the outside orange. Next, draw your eyes and mouth on the reverse side, just in case mistakes are made. So my pumpkin has got a very smiley face and he has got 3 teeth. 3 crooked teeth. And I have got some nice big eyes. Once they are drawn, just cut out with a pair of scissors. You may need an adult to help you make the holes initially. It's easy just to cut to the corners to enable you to get around. Here is my pumpkin so far. This is the first plate that I painted, which I drew on the back and cut out for my face. This is the back plate, which I painted and I coloured in the back with felt tip pen to create the illusion of space and depth. But when I glue it together, so I'm going to glue all the way around and use PVA or Pritt or double-sided tape, you can use sellotape around the edge, is that it won't stand up because it needs the bottom cutting off. So what I'm going to do, like this first one I made, is I'm going to cut off the bottom segment there. So what I'm going to do is, on the inside to stop my mistakes showing, I'm going to use my ruler to draw a line across to help me draw the line. And once I've drawn that line, I'm going to cut that line. If I keep both the plates together, so I cut this one. So this is the first one that I cut when I use the ruler. I cut this one now, so I'm going to turn this one over. And then I'm using this as my guideline as to know where to cut the second one from. So I can either draw a line or use the plate. A bit difficult while I'm holding the camera. Then I'll cut this off. Both sides have now been cut. So I've glued it all the way around the edge. And I'm going to place them together and stick it down. And once it's dried and secured, this part here gives a little bit of space when it's stood up. Mine now stands up, and I've got a little battery light, which you can get from the pound shop. It's safer, not safe to use candles. And I'm going to put this inside, and of course at night time it will be a little bit darker, so it'll show more. And there is my little window pumpkin. Happy making. Put 2 strips the same length and width and draw a ghostly face and a pair of hands. Add glue to the end of one strip, place across, and then fold to create a concertina. Fold one way, fold the other one, and continue all the way until you get to the end. where you will secure it. On the last part, just secure together. Cut your face out, and then you're going to stick your face on the end of here. Glue your head on. Open him up. Going to be a little ghost. Then we're going to stick his hands in here. There's your little ghost. You could put a little hole at the top and you could have him hanging, or you could stick him in your window.